Going live. We're live. And by we, I mean you're.
It.
Yes.
The thing.
And then the preview stuttered a lot and stopped. Okay? Are we good?
Enlivening has occurred.
Yeah. I think we're good. All
Now
right.
is the time to insert adverts.
The preview was just like, I'm like, are we live though? Okay, I think we're good.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's all good.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hello. Welcome to the show, everyone. They're all let you shut your mouth. Anyway, hello there. How are we all? On time? You're on time.
Yeah.
Why is YouTube defaulting to 360p? Because so many people don't notice, and it's really annoying. You know what annoys me? Is how garbage Disney Plus is.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, I have Disney Plus because there's a lot of stuff on there that I want to watch. And
Okay.
so I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to pay for a Disney Plus subscription right now because there's a lot of shows on there that I enjoy watching. However, whenever I'm watching Disney Plus, I'm like, God, this bitrate is garbage. And like the other day, I sat down to watch Zootopia 1 with my friend group for a movie night. And I didn't say anything because I didn't want to start just like going on a rant while we're trying to watch a movie. But I'm like, this bitrate is mid. And what on earth have they done to the red channel? Because all the reds were the reds. At the start of Zootopia, in the prequel scene, Judy, there we go. I was like, what's the main character's name? Judy is doing her little stage play as a kid, and she does the funny like blood bit where she pulls out a load of red ribbon. And I thought they had censored the fake blood because it was that pixelated.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and then I realized, no, everything else is shot. It's just the red channel. What have they done to the red channel? And just through the whole movie, anytime there was something that was like scarlet, it was literally pixelated. As if it had been
does that
censored.
a lot.
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this? What is happening?
I don't know.
And just...
I'll get my tinfoil hat.
Okay. Yeah.
Most people
Yeah.
buy TVs
Yeah.
and never change the picture modes.
Yeah.
Okay. Most people buy a TV based on how bright it is in the showroom.
Yeah.
You can make OLED and mini LED significantly brighter than it is by default by setting its white point massively blue.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So, if Disney Plus knows that most TVs are set up to be blue shifted,
They pump
and
the red
that
channel.
most people are therefore not seeing the red channel, and people are primarily green sensitive,
Ugh, I hate where this is going.
you drop the bitrate on the red channel.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate all of it. Anyway, the red channel sucks on Disney Plus and it pisses me off. So Disney Plus is not doing that, apparently. I don't know, man. All I know is that their red channel sucks and it looks like garbage on multiple different displays I've tried it on. Like, if you've got a better explanation, I'm interested in hearing it.
I mean,
but,
that was my point of putting on the tinfoil hat. I was like, if A is true, does B follow? And if B follows, does C follow? I was at no point suggesting that this was true, merely that you should do your own research, as all of those people tell you.
I'm going to present you with a wildly unverifiable claim, but it's up to you to do your research. So, yeah. If Disney Plus were doing that, what do other movies look like? Garbage, that's my point, you know.
But also just separately, I've seen, like, was it Andor?
Yeah.
Was that mostly dark?
Yeah, Andor is very Call of Duty color palette.
That also apparently that got bit crushed to nothingness.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. I wasn't paying attention to it the last time. I wasn't paying attention. I only started paying attention to this recently when I noticed it on Reds, like when I was watching Zootopia, which granted is a very color vibrant film, so it is a worst case scenario for this.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, Caps. Like, literally, go pull up Zootopia and look at the opening scene, and with the ketchup blood, and tell me that looks okay. You know, sample size of 1. Anyway, but yes. Anyway, what were we talking about? I don't think we. Yeah. Hi, welcome to the show, everyone. We're going to.
You just went on a little tangent.
Apparently, I did. Yeah.
You had a little adventure.
Yeah. So yes. Anywho, laptops. So yes.
Correct.
This is a lap.
You are better than the average consumer.
This is a laptop. No. There's more. Anyway. Okay, right. I've got a bunch of Latitudes here. I've got 4, 5, 6.
7 of them?
7 of them, yeah. You confidently said 6 then. I'm like, wait a minute. You know, I've got 7 of them here. So he's done his research. It is a laptop.
I'll have you know, it's a desktop.
So these 7 Latitudes are some of the ones from the latest batch that I bought. I got these really cheap, and unfortunately, there's a reason why they were cheap. Is that they're all a bit crap. These are basically all beaten up. So basically, my task today is I need to go through these and figure out what I'm going to do with them. So figure out which ones are like, okay, this is passable. Which ones are like, okay, this one just needs a better, this one just needs some rubber strips on the bottom. Some of them, the keyboards are shagged. Some of them, I think a lot of them have got BIOS passwords on them, which is removable. I can remove the BIOS passwords from this, but that's still a thing that I need to do. This one, just a single strip of plastic there is broken. So I want to go through, and my objective is to go, so firstly, like 1 or 2 of these will become just dump laptops where I will just shuffle all of the broken parts into one and use it as a spares repairs. And then, like, yeah.
I mean, depending on how cheap you got this for, I'd just be sending this one back. The case is broken. The bottom is covered in stickiness.
Well, the price reflected that.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's what I'm saying about. I don't know how cheap you got it compared to what an actual
I
refurbished machine.
I was paying like 140, 150 for these.
Yeah.
So and unfortunately, like I kind of got burned on that in the sense of like, yeah, I paid £140 per laptop. What did I think was going to happen? But yeah. However, at the very, so like this was the state that you expect them to be in at that price. However, I can probably pull working laptops out of this. I've just got to shuffle some parts around, replace some rubbers, things like that. So yeah, it's to be expected. If I expected laptops in better condition, I should have been paying £200 minimum. So yeah. The price reflects the quality, and blah 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 blah. So yes, also I've sat on these for a bit too long to be able to just say, oh, actually I don't like them. So I'm going to fix them up.
Yeah,
is my decision. So yes. I find Dells with charger 2021. Which Dell?
Which country?
Yeah. So yeah. And again, it was like 150. That's what I paid for these. So yeah. So yes. So the first things first, I'm going to go through them one by one and just be like, okay, what's wrong with this? What does it need? And then we'll see what we can do. So yeah. Right. The 3410. 3000 is garbage though. Latitude 3000 is basically Latitude 3000 is just an Inspiron. So yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do a visual inspection first. So, Caradog, could you give me a bench cam, please?
Yes.
I think. Right. Right. So let's quickly go through these and just figure out which ones are mega garbage and which ones are okay. So this one, this is the one with a little bit of broken plastic there. So That's the top case. I'll have to see if I can just straighten that out, because if that's just a, I think, has that been long screwed? I'm just trying to work out what's happened to that. Because if I can get rid of that bump and put a little bit of glue on the back of that, that's fine. It's a hairline crack. So yeah, that's workable. The keyboard on this one seems okay. I'm guessing it's going to have... Yeah, I'm guessing it's probably got a BIOS password on it, because I think most of these had BIOS passwords. So I'm just going to quickly check for that.
Yeah.
Where do I tend to buy my laptop batteries from? When I'm buying them en masse for Latitudes like these, AliExpress, because you can get them for like £10 or £15 each.
Yeah, because there was a couple of sellers who were selling, like, specifically these Latitude ones, just en masse, it seemed, to the world.
That's it. So yeah. Otherwise, I buy them from... Oh, God damn it, it's not Delete. Otherwise, I buy batteries from Amazon, because if you get a bad one, you just send it back. So yeah. All right. I pressed the wrong button to go into BIOS, so now we're rebooting it again.
Reboot it.
Have you tried rebooting it? All right.
What was that? Office dinosaurs.
Yeah, God, that's a 2012 meme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Restart it. Die. Right. There we go.
English. You know, you were talking about the hardware mouse jiggler.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And someone sending you the bits to make your own.
Yes.
What I'd really like,
one, in fact,
is a second tool, which is a hardware UEFI shutdown. So you're just on your desktop, you plug it in, and it force runs the script to restart to UEFI. So you can just go, UEFI, screw you, UEFI.
That's
so you don't have to spam the button.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. What would be super cool is if you could have a widget that you would plug in that has like some dip switches on it or something like that. So you could have a dip switch that just says like UEFI boot or something. So you've got a widget and you just flick the switch, and the next reboot it will go into UEFI, or safe boot so Windows goes into safe mode or something like that. Like, I've no idea how you would achieve any of this, or if you could achieve any of that, but that would kind of be interesting as just a bench tool. But yeah, right. Yeah, this one is locked, because you can see in the top left there, it says admin password unlock. So you would click on there to unlock the BIOS, and it would ask for the password. So
is it password?
I'm guessing not password. It is not password.
Damn.
So yeah, based on this serial number that's popped up, you can get password crackers and stuff like that. However, also you can do this with a BIOS reprogram. Well, not a full reprogram. What you actually do is you clear the EC section of the BIOS on this particular model, and on the next reboot, the BIOS will reprogram the EC, thus clearing the password. So it's quite a straightforward solution. You just have to clear a section in the BIOS. So yeah. I've done it a couple of times. Yeah, when the guide for that one is actually on iFixit, and when I saw it, I was like, really? Okay, and I tried it, and it worked, and I was like, oh, cool, that's very straightforward. So yeah, you can theoretically do it within your programming software, but I still dump the file, edit it, and then load it just for safety. Yeah. So yeah. Why not use shutdown and a bunch of commands?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a doodad that auto does that.
Yeah, basically an automated version of that. So yeah. So yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. So this one needs its BIOS to be reset, and we need to have a look at that crack. Oh, I should have just turned it off. Am I going to have a? We'll come back to this one in a sec.
Am I going to find the end of this sentence?
Maybe find out next week. Right, okay, so that one's not bad, TM. Next one. Is that crack from a lock screw? It looks like it. that looks like a long screw crack to me, which is why I think it might be solvable. If we remove the wrong screw that's in there, it will probably push down and just become a hairline fracture, which is kind of just a non-issue. It's a second-hand laptop. It's going to have some marks on it.
What are these 7420s?
Yes. Right, this one also missing bottom rubber. I'm going to have to buy a bunch of rubbers from AliExpress. Right, this one
not the 2-in-1.
Looks pretty decent, actually, as well. I know I've got some really rough-looking ones in this pile.
Oh, 11th gen.
Yeah, these are 11th gen i5s, so they're good laptops. Yeah. Battery is flat, apparently, so...
2 Thunderbolt 4s? Really? Oh, yeah.
One on the left, one on the right. If they're Thunderbolt 4s, that's impressive. Is this one going to turn on? I think the battery is stone dead.
Huh? Hold on. How's that work?
How's what
2
work?
Thunderbolt 4, 1 Type-C, 1 USB 3.2. Where's the second Type-C? Where's the third Type-C? Or do they mean one of them is not a Thunderbolt?
Don't know. There's a Type-C on the left. There's one on the left and one on the right, and a Type-A.
Yeah. That Type-A also confused me greatly looking down in it and going, what port is that? Just because it's ever so slightly differently shaped.
Okay, right. This one, the battery is too low to switch on, so I'm just going to put this to one side for a sec just to put a couple of % into the battery so we can check its status. Next. Right, this
Hello,
one...
Si, you will get nothing. Just watch us on 4X. It's fine.
These are Latitudes 7420s. This one's got some pretty gnarly dings in the lid. Could I have a preview again, please? Just so I can see where I'm
Yeah,
going to
no, that's fine. I was just like, mouse, please. Where did I put the mouse?
Yeah, that's got a pretty gnarly dent in the lid. It's not problematic. It's just not ideal.
How hard would it be to get to the actual case
try and knock it back out
and just roll it out?
It's doable. I don't know if I can be bothered though.
Yeah.
A lot of customers don't care.
Sorry, that wasn't my question. Is it worth it more? Is it possible, is it like a bonded display?
No, not a bonded display. It is hypothetically possible to solve that. So yeah, I'm probably not going to do anything about that, and I will wait. Basically, when you're talking to customers and like when I'm doing my sales pitch on these laptops, I usually say to the customer, oh, it's a Dell Latitude. It's, their 2021 era laptops. I think these are all 21. Yeah, 21, yeah. It's 2021 era laptop. They're in good condition, but they are secondhand laptops, so they've got a few dings in them and stuff like that. And usually when you say they're in good condition, but they have some dings in them, the customer will react to that. And sometimes the customer will be like, oh, I'm not so sure about that. And sometimes the customer will immediately be like, I don't care. I don't care what the condition is. I just need a laptop. And that lets you know whether you give them one that's slightly dinged or one of the nicer ones, basically. This one with some dings in, I would wait for a customer who is less discerning, and I would probably sell this one slightly less. I'd be like, it's normally this amount, but I'll do it for this price for you, that kind of thing. So yeah, what are you doing?
I was looking at the release date of 11th gen laptops, and what's come up is a PDF print to PDF of the Intel website hosted on the Intel website.
I see. Okay.
That's why I was laughing, because this is just a print to PDF. What is this?
Fair enough. As Si has just said, it is possible to straighten those out. I mean, I might do it because I'm going to be like, a bunch of these are going to need to be properly stripped in order to change keyboards and things like that anyway. So if I'm going to that much trouble, it may well be worth doing that. It's got some schmutz on the keyboard, this one, but that seems to be coming off. That'll clean off. Right, will this one turn on? No, the battery on that is all... Oh, no, it's turning on. Right, does this need its BIOS to be fixed? It's only 4 screws. Yeah, I know, but... Right, this one is also BIOS locked, so that one also needs a BIOS. However, other than that, yeah, that's very serviceable. It's got both the rubbers.
You've got a broken vent.
That's fine, yeah. I probably wouldn't even point that out to the customer, to be honest. But
Oh yeah, but just a statement. You've got
Yes.
the dent in the back of the screen and the broken
and on the
vent.
back, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, right. So that one is in reasonable condition, needs some minor bits to be sorted out on it.
Yeah. Also, does that look different? This corner just looked different to me to that corner for some reason.
It looks like it's
I
not
think
quite
the gap
as
is
sharp.
slightly
Yeah.
different. Oh yeah, it's dulled.
Mm.
How bizarre.
Maybe just more wear and tear.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, this one, top lid's in pretty good shape. Bottom rubber missing. Pretty common on these, especially for the state that this set is in. So yeah, we're going to need lots of those.
Was the last ones where they had socketed RAM 9th gen?
I skipped the 9th gen ones. The 8th ones were socketed RAM. 9th, I'm not sure. Si, do you know what the 9th gen ones were?
I know the 10th and onwards are all soldered.
Yeah. Right, this one is...
8th gen was the last one with socketed RAM.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This needs a clean, like a wipe down. It's grubby. But other than that, this one's in pretty good condition. BIOS locked again, but again, that's fixable, not a big
there
deal.
weren't 9th gen ones.
Oh, fair enough.
Wow.
They skipped it, yeah. This one's in great shape. It just needs the BIOS to be done on it and bottom rubber.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
And that means all of the crap ones are going to be in this pile. However, first, is this guy ready to turn on yet?
Oh yeah, that's quite a bad thing, isn't it? Actually?
Yeah. I think that is actually worth fixing. I was sort of umming and ahhing on the, I'm not going to bother, but again...
That looks bad and looks like the screen is broken.
Yeah, I agree. Also, as people are pointing out, it's not a big deal to fix that. So it's just like, just knock the dent out. Just do it. So yeah. Okay, right. This one has turned on and is working and is BIOS locked. Okay, that's fine. I have a suspicion all of these are going to be BIOS locked. There was one or two that weren't, but I think I've already sold those ones. So yeah. Other than that, that one's in pretty good shape. Oh yeah. So
these ones don't seem to have
BIOS.
actually any physical issues.
No physical defects.
These ones have something. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there does seem to be two ever so slightly different designs on the cases.
Oh yeah.
Just with the way that the corner's round.
Revisions maybe.
How bizarre. Yeah.
You tried suction cupping those dings? No. Yeah, you will need to get a hammer because it is there's what is it? Elastic deformation and then plastic. Yeah. Once you get plastic deformation, you won't pull that out. That needs to be hammered out because you have to do plastic deformation the other direction. So yeah.
Yeah. Or I guess possibly rolled out.
I guess maybe. Either way, it's going to be easier to just simply take it apart and hit it with a hammer.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Okay, this one's got a cracked keyboard. So fingernails.
Oh, right.
Yep.
I was like, what happened? But yeah.
This was owned by a lady with long fingernails, so the keys have been scratched to hell.
But
so yeah.
It's interesting which keys it is.
Yeah. Oh, I've just remembered one of these, possibly one of those two, the letter D didn't work on the keyboard, just randomly. Because I've just suddenly remembered that in the back of my brain, I was like, oh, we've got one of these where the D doesn't work, which means the keyboard is crap. Yeah. But the keycaps on it are great. So that means I can swap out a couple of keycaps with one that has worn keycaps like this. So, which is a pain in the ass, but does save me having to swap the keyboard, you know. So, yeah. So the keycaps will be replaceable. Cool. All right, so this one has a crap keyboard.
They all got hello.
Yeah, all of them seem to have the Windows Hello camera on it, which is nice.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah. Again, missing bottom rubbers. I'll probably just I'll get like 10 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, BIOS lock. Check the BIOS. Yeah, these are purchased laptops. These are ones that I sell secondhand in my shop. However, this batch of them, I got them really cheap, but they're not in great condition. So you get what you pay for, unfortunately. Thought the keyboards would be plastic riveted in, not on a Latitude, or at least a good Latitude anyway.
It's the actual keycaps and the keys are one unit. aren't they? They're not like keycapped with a stem or anything like cherries.
It is a scissor mechanism. So you've got a membrane keyboard, the plastic scissor mech, and then a plastic keycap that clips onto the top of the scissor mech.
Oh, okay. That's how you can replace the keycaps.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. We'll at some point we'll do a quick close up on that. I don't know if we're going to fix all of these here, but if nothing else, I can probably at least demonstrate the fix. Now that plastic's a bit worn. That's
Yeah.
Is that going to show up on camera?
It's possibly worth stealing the plastic off of this one and putting it on that.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because then you'll end up with three that physically are in pretty good condition once you've done a keyboard swap.
This one is not BIOS locked, which means I may have already done this one. No, there's no reason why I would have already done this one. This one is not BIOS locked. So other than the bad keyboard, this one's in good shape, but yeah, keyboard issue, but not BIOS locked. I'll put this one... I guess the first thing we'll do is go through and just unlock all of the BIOSes, because that's just a very straightforward thing that needs to be done on all of them.
Can you flash the same image to each one, or do you have to take the image off of each laptop, flash it back?
We will have to we'll have to take each image and flash it back. I will do that because of the ME region.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because normally the reason we'd have to do it on a per basis to preserve serial numbers and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But when I clear the EC region, that's going to reset the service tag on them anyway, and we'll have to put the service tag back in. But however, because I don't want to mess with the ME region, I will read and flash back each one of them anyway, because it doesn't cost anything to do that. I'll help. I know how to do this, Lead Farm. I've already done that. I know how to do this. I appreciate the offer, but I know how to do this, and it's going to be faster for me to do it than to send every one of them to you. So, yeah. Okay, right. Next. Right. Slight mark in the lid there. That one's a non-issue. It's a little bit scuffed. You can see there's been some, something has happened there, but that's very minor, not super fussed. So, yeah. Again, missing bottom rubbers. They all are. This happens because people do that with them. I'm going to stop doing that now. But that's why the bottom rubbers come off, because people push them around instead of lifting them and placing them. So whenever I see someone pushing things around, I'm like, you're going to scrub off all of the feet on the bottom. Please don't do that. So, yeah.
The only time I ever do that is when I'm trying to lift the damn laptop up and it just escapes from me. I was like, no, come back here.
Oh, this one's got a proper crap keyboard. Someone's already put stickers on this one. Oh my gosh. The absolute state of that, man. What's this Fisher-Price nonsense? All right. I think I just missed BIOS.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I missed BIOS. Let's see if this one is locked as well. I'm probably going to need to buy a couple of keyboards. I might just buy one or two spare keyboards for these, so I can just, bin one keyboard. Because one of them, as I say, I've also got just two keyboards over there, and I've no idea which ones work, because one of them I've changed out at some point, and so I actually need to test them and see if they work. Again, might do that this time around. Is the end sticker upside down? I think that's why it's lower. These ones are superscript letters. This one is subscript. So
that's not actually an N. It's the Cyrillic character that looks like an N.
Do you know how to pronounce that, though? Is that actually? Or...
From memory, I think that's what someone was saying. It's actually an R sound or something, but yeah.
Stuttering. Try refreshing.
And also, YouTube just seems to be having issues.
Thanks, YouTube. So, yeah. Give it a refresh if you're getting stuttering. Okay, right. This is BIOS locked, so we'll put that into the hardware issues and BIOS locked pile.
The trackpad also needs cleaning out.
They all need a physical cleanup. All right, this one, top lid is slight
Pretty
graze
fine.
there, but pretty mint.
Yeah.
Missing bottom rubbers, not surprising. It's actually a Z, but sideways. Hello, Pavlovita. How you doing? It wasn't that funny.
I just like the idea of all of your characters now just coming out sideways at random when you're typing.
BIOS setup. This one also has a knackered keyboard. What on earth has happened to this?
It's also sticky.
Yeah, I think this is... Oh, yeah, the soft touch is...
Acetoned?
I don't know. The soft touch on it is going. It's not BIOS locked.
So do you think someone had fake nails, were getting rid of their fake nails and got acetone fumes on it?
Maybe.
Because that's what how plastic wrinkles when you accidentally acetone it.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
The time I cleaned a mouse with acetone by accident and ended up with the mouse stuck to the cloth.
Oof. Yeah, so that again...
Oh, hand sanitizer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, either way, those are knackered. So yeah, like the slight stickiness, that'll wipe clean, but the wrinkling, that's done for. So yeah, all of those keycaps are crap. So yeah, new keyboard or new set of keycaps, maybe. I don't know if you can find keycaps, but also, like, as I say, if one of those other keyboards doesn't work, I know the keycaps on them are still good, so I could swap the keycaps over, which is going to be a mind-numbingly boring job, but that's something I could sit and do while watching a film or something like that. So whatever. Carrot got his nails done. Anyway, okay. So not BIOS locked, has hardware problems. Is that this pile?
No, that's that one.
No, that's this pile. Yeah, this is not locked.
Oh,
yeah, those are all
so I
BIOS
thought
locked.
you said is locked.
Oh yeah, no, not locked. Has hardware issues. All right, that's the initial assessment. So, okay, well, let's do some stuff then. So what I'm going to do is we're going to unlock the BIOS on all of these. So...
You're going to throw over
I think... So, I'm trying to think. What would be cool is if I could have the setup on the bench here, but I need to install the software on something. I might use one of these to do the BIOS flashing, so we can just have the rig on the bench here instead of me standing off camera over there doing it. So let's do that. I'm gonna do that super quick. So I'm gonna get this guy plugged in, and I'm going to, because yeah, it works. And let's get the BIOS programmer set up on this. Right, that's booting. So I need my T76 BIOS programmer, and I've already got the pogo pins because I did one of... I was doing... Oh, actually... Oh, that might be the wrong one. I'll check. I'll grab the other one in. I'll grab the other one now. Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely the WSON adapter, so that's fine. So I need that. I need... a Type-C to Type-C. That's fine. Boop.
HDMI?
Okay. Yes, I'll plug in the HDMI. And then I'm going to need to install the software for the programmer. And I think Windows is going to sulk at the driver for it, so we might have to do a little bit of dicking around to solve that, but
yeah,
it's fine.
You need to disable the signing requirement or something.
Yes, I believe so. Because there was someone in Discord this week who was having issues with that. And I think I remember I had to disable driver signing to install the T76 on that computer. But it was such a while back that I did it that I've forgotten. So... Right. Can you go to Facecam for a sec while I put in... yeah. So,
hello.
Connect.
The password is password.
No. It's password 123 because it's got to have numbers and letters in it. It doesn't, but...
Dollar. Password 123 $sign. Why is there a warning triangle on the battery?
Because it's plugged into a 35-watt charger and the laptop is expecting 60 watts.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Windows...
It's not saying battery is about to explode.
It's saying that it's slow charging. Yeah.
Fine.
The batteries in these are probably toast anyway. So yeah. Okay, right. Cool. Let's find some software.
I'm now going to go to the most suspicious-looking Chinese website.
Yeah, real. I don't care. Okay, right.
Cool.
Actually, no. All right, T76 software.
XGU.
XGU.
Password with a capital P.
Look, correct battery horse staple is still a solid strategy for a password.
I mean,
It's
isn't.
not the. I mean, it's not the best, but it's a lot better than what a lot of people do.
You should probably use a different combination of words.
Oh, okay, yeah, but very funny, you know.
Oh, no, that looks less suspicious than I was expecting.
Yeah, the XG Pro stuff is entirely passable. Although, again, if we have to turn off driver signing, then that's still kind of crap. Because I'm like, come on, this is a professional tool. This isn't a CH341A. You expect that when you buy the $5 programmer from AliExpress.
But also, driver signing is hard. Because you have to get Microsoft to agree to sign it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
It's not just you must sign it.
I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From memory, you have to get Microsoft to sign it.
16, 19.
22.
Okay. Trying to figure out which is the latest version from here. Go away. It doesn't even matter because I'm doing this on a burner laptop. Awesome.
The address is
Wants to download multiple files. Allow. Downloading crawling in my skin.mp3.exe. Okay, right, we've got it. I knew you'd get that one.
Downloading LimeWire Pro from LimeWire.
All right. Windows protected your PC. That's fine. Run anyway. This is unfortunately part and parcel of running, of just using a lot of repair tools. A lot of these repair tools are Chinese made, and the Chinese just don't bother getting any of their stuff certified. So yeah, you just kind of have to be like, yeah, turn off all of the security and just trust me, bro. So yeah. However, that looks like that works straight off the bat. Let's turn on the programmer, check device manager, and see if it detects. Please reflash the firmware. Oh, really? Programmer connected. Oh yeah, that seems fine.
Oh, it is, and also it is actually USB 3.
Yes, it is. That's kind of the gimmick of the T76, is that this thing can do like, well, yeah, it can do 5 gigs per second, so it can do like mega speed programming, which isn't relevant to anything that I do.
That's good,
yeah.
Because guess how big the new X870E Max BIOSes are?
God, we doing... see, I want to say we doing 64 meg BIOSes now, but I have a horrible feeling you're going to say, no, it's more.
Is more.
No, they're not using 128 megabyte BIOSes.
Is more.
No. Okay, sorry, 256 megabyte, not megabit.
Apparently.
That's got to be a typo, because 256...
That's what they're saying they're going to use, so it ensures compatibility with all future CPU releases.
256 megabit would be a 32 megabyte BIOS, and that's part and parcel for current motherboards.
Apparently, yet they're going all the way up to 256 megabyte.
Citation needed, but if that's true, oh my god.
Right.
Yeah, like, big citation needed on that, but still... cool, this is set up. So whoever had issues with their T76 in Discord earlier on this week, skill issue, I guess.
I think it was a CH341A.
They said they had that and an XG Pro. They had two.
Okay. I missed that part.
Yeah. What's a good price for the T76? I think they're about £90. I think they're about $90 on AliExpress, something like that. It's something like that. They're not they're not hugely expensive. I think it's worth every penny. This is an amazing programmer, and I should have bought one a long time ago. So yeah. Okay, right. Let's I'm gonna grab one of these at random. We're ready to try and do a BIOS read on this. Do you want to take us to Benchcam while you're looking for things?
Okay. No.
Face
Yes.
cam with bench. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Cool. Right. I'm going to move that back to there. Arranging. Oh. Put that back there. Okay. Right. Let's get the back cover off of this. Am I on shot? Sorry to keep pulling you away from... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's great.
Where is... Yes, because apparently... Yeah, MSI said it for one of their new Tomahawk Max boards. And I was just like, are you sure? But also, okay.
Yeah, like I said,
I know that...
Surely they must mean 256 megabit because, yeah.
I think they mean 64 megabyte.
Yeah, 64 megabyte, I would believe. That's plausible.
Because that's how big it is on the Tomahawk Max Wi-Fi PZ, according to their own website.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait, does it say? Oh yeah, and this one says 64 megabyte as well. So yeah, I don't know, I can't.
Fair. Right, disconnect battery. Okay, so...
I know Gigabyte was saying about using a much larger one as well to include the Wi-Fi driver on the BIOS chip.
That would add some nice utility to include a Wi-Fi driver on the BIOS chip. Cool. Right. So our BIOS chip is there on these motherboards, and yeah, as people are talking about in the chat, I'm going to do this with a pogo pin adapter because then I can just do it in situ. These pogo pin adapters. These are great. They're a little bit fiddly to use because you've got to hold it very still while you're doing the thing. But it does mean that for this setup, literally, I'm going to be able to sit here and just be like, flash, 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 next one, flash, flash, next one, flash, flash, without having to desolder them. I have ranted a lot about just desolder the chip on this channel in the past. And there is still a place for that. However, certainly these pogo pin adapters, which are about $10 each on AliExpress, these are the first clips I've used. Yeah, these are the first clips that I've encountered where they do actually work and they are actually feasible. If you're like in a do or die situation, I would still desolder the chip. But for what we're doing here, where we get as many tries as we want and it's sort of, we're just clearing passwords and stuff, it's fine, basically. So yeah. Battery disconnected. Let's go for a read. Pin 1 is in the bottom right. Pin 1 is marked by the stripe.
Do you want to set the programmer to fast mode?
I'm not going to bother. I'm going to leave everything on the defaults because I'm not in that much of a hurry. Especially because if I was soldering, I would go to high speed, but this is not a reliable connection, so I'm going to use a safe speed. So yeah. Right, this chip is... Oh, hold on. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so I can read it. 25Q 256 JV. Yeah, that's a really...
25R?
Oh, 25R? What the hell is in 25R?
That very much looks like an R. One side of that is definitely straight.
Yeah. What the hell does 25R mean? I was expecting 25Q. Either way, the rest of it is very common. So let's auto-detect it and see what it pulls up. So, I'm going to get this lined up. So I'm going to position and just give it a wiggle to make sure it's centered.
Because this is a fancy programmer, I presume it does auto voltage and everything.
Yes, T76 is auto voltage, so I don't need to pay any attention as to what voltage this chip is. It's, I'm not sure whether these are going to be 1.8 or 3.3 actually. We'll find out in a moment. Normally I would say you want to look the chip up, check the spec sheet of it to check what voltage it is. But again, because T76, I don't need to bother with any of that. So let's auto detect. Do you want to go to capture?
And no. Capture?
Capture. Right, auto detect. Detect. Right, 25Q. Have we got a 25? Yeah, there's a 25R 256 JV WSON 8.
What's a SOIC? Whatever the other one with this was.
SOIC, basically it's got legs on it. I can't remember what it stands for. Someone in chat help me. WSON is the flat package. SOIC is the one with legs. It technically doesn't matter. but I select the nice one anyway, just for good measure. All right, here comes the read. Oh my god, it still wants to do the firmware flash. All right, hold on. We've got to flash the firmware on my firmware flasher. I'm guessing, all right, get on with it. Right, please carry this upgrade operation on the computer reliably, guarantee computer supply, blah, 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 computer, blah, 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 blah. Okay, good luck, everyone.
Oh no, I've bricked my flasher.
That's going to suck if that happens, so yeah. I'm guessing it's because I'm not running the latest XG Pro software on the other computer, and where we've just downloaded the latest software, it's now been like, oh, okay, well, we're going to update your firmware. Right, reflash successful. Thanks. All right.
What's the highest clock frequency it does?
This programmer, interestingly, it's defaulted to 40 now. It goes up to 60 megahertz, apparently.
Would you like some speed?
Yes. So I did say we were going to leave it on the slow speed. It is now defaulted to a higher speed. I'm just going to leave it on the defaults. If the software is recommending that speed, then that's the speed that I'm going to run it at.
Yeah.
That's how this works. That's why I didn't change it earlier on. Not because I know what speed it should run at. I will just take the recommendation of the software. Okay, let's try that again. Read and read. Remember how long this took with the CH34A?
So you know how everyone was saying...
Yeah.
You should upgrade.
Yeah.
And then you upgraded and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
And it changed my world. There we go. Okay. There's our BIOS dump. So we're going to save this. Save. User data. Yeah, we can just put it in the auto-generated one. And I'm going to... Where's the panel? I'm going to call this by the serial tags. And I don't care about if someone knows serial tags. I don't think it actually matters. G8. Although, oops. Trying to read and talk at the same time is hard. SZD3. Okay. Locked.
Flash not default. Default adjunct to end. What?
Doesn't matter because it will then strip it back out again when it flashes it back.
Oh, does the software have like its own checksum format or something?
That's right. Yeah, it adds in some metadata to the dump file. If you're going to interact with other programmers with this saved flash file, that matters.
Yeah.
However, I'm not doing that, so it doesn't matter. Right, I need a hex code editor as well, so let's grab HXD. HXD. There we go. Download. Portable edition. Rad. Awesome. I love it. Thanks. Sometimes you're just like, do you even test your own website? Just Jesus Christ. What are we doing, man? This is what, like, just... Sometimes you work on things and you realize that you are putting in 10 times. You think that you're not good enough, but then you look at the standards that some people are working to, you know, and you're like, good grief. All right. There's probably simpler hex editors. I've just gone for the first one that I knew of off the top of my head. Cool. Yeah, don't care, don't care, don't care. Cool. All right. Bam, bam. Bam. Okay, right, let's open our thing. So I put that in T76, user data. Okay, there's our locked file. Ugh. All right, so, and the section that we need to clear is I think it's Ford. Hold on a sec. Lead Farmer, you mentioned it. What was it again? What's it? Just to save me. I'm going to look it up just to verify, actually, because I know exactly where I'm going to find the answer to verify it. So, Latitude 47420, BIOS password reset, and where
4000.
Yeah, I'm going to verify anyway. Where's the iFixit one?
It was the
74.
one result up from the bottom.
Also, I typed in the wrong thing. 7420. There it is. That's the one. iFixit. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Do all of this stuff. Get your dump. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, F1000. Right, so we're going to go to... Let's use go to. Search, go to, offset. Check that again. 000 F1000. And that's the beginning of the EC region. Okay, so F1000 down to F4 FFO. And it is 4,000 lines long. That's where the 4,000 came from. I was listening to that thinking that doesn't sound right to me. However, it's 4,000 lines. That's where that number is coming from. Okay, down to F4 FFO. I'm going to put the cursor there. F4. Up a bit. F4 FFO. F4.
It's 3 up from bottom.
FF. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep. Thank you. Boop. There we go. Okay, and we have selected 4,000 lines. So now we go edit fill, and we fill with FF. Okay, there we go. Right, so we've blanked that section of the BIOS image. So now we save as, and I'm going to save that as unlocked. And now we're going to, oh, I shouldn't have closed that, but I'll, good luck everyone. Right, now we're going to load our changed image. Unlocked. Okay. And now we're going to program that back to the chip. Here we go. Get our thing lined up. Right, now the programming is a lot harder because the erasing takes ages, so I need to make sure I'm nice and comfortable for this. Here we go. Program. Damn it. Okay, let's try that again. All right, now I have to stay absolutely still. This is the point where using a pogo adapter sucks balls because I have to sit here dead still holding this thing down.
I remember you having a whale of a time with the dual BIOS flashback. What's it on the HPs?
Oh God, yeah. Well, I hate it's Fox protection or something like that. Yeah, it's a complicated one. Solvable, but yeah, you have to do everything in a very specific order. Otherwise, it just self-repairs. But also, like, good luck bricking the BIOS on that with a bad Windows update. So, you know, it works. If you need absolute reliability. Is that a spider climbing up your arm? No, it's on your face.
I'll have none of those antics.
I'm trying not to talk too much because when I talk, my body moves. It might be worth me getting my desk vise so I can get our hands-free set up because we've got like 4 more of these to do.
I'm surprised the writing's that much slower.
Yeah, well, it's like writing to any kind of Flash, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but just to be able to read it 3 megabytes a second or 5
5
megabytes
megs,
a
yeah.
second, but then only be able to write it a few hundred kilobytes. It's just, yeah.
Also, especially because that's from an erased chip as well. So I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works out. There we go. Oh. All right. Cool. Groovy. Right. That's that. So that has been flashed. Let's go back to Benchcam.
Benchcam.
And so now I will plug that back in. I'm going to take a picture of the asset tag just so I've got something to read from in a moment. Yeah, speakers are a little bit dinged. I'll take these apart and do like thermal paste and clean the dust out and stuff like that later. Right now, we're just BIOS flashing. Because one thing is for certain is that I will want to clear the password on all of these BIOSes. That's the thing that they all need, so yeah.
Oh.
Good job.
That did not reset what I thought it reset.
Right.
I thought it was resetting the zoom.
No, that's just reset position. Okay. Are you going to need plugging in? I think you will. What's our battery like down here? Bad. It's on 25% apparently. You know, I'll run the risk. Might be worth me just getting a... Okay, that's starting.
If you've got a long Type-C, so you've got an 85 watt brick there.
I probably have, but it's fine, just for a quick test. Just waiting for it to ram train.
Would you like some Groban Fuhrer?
Not particularly today. Another day, perhaps. But yes, there's a couple of ciders in the fridge if you want to bust those out.
I was about to say, or perhaps more pleasurably, a cider.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask Katrina about how much of a crime it was to use mixers with the Gruben foyer.
For yeah.
Have you got a batch of batteries on order? No, I've got some in stock already, but I probably need more.
I was about to say, how could you? The only one in here is the Goose Against the Grain. Ooh.
Okay, right, there we go. So, this is now unlocked. So there's no longer a password. The admin password is not saying unlock. And as you can see, the service tag has been cleared on it, which is the other way that we know that it worked. So now I've got to type in the service tag again.
Which one is your preference?
Let's see.
Would you like Honey's Midford cider with a sparkle?
Oh, we've got one of those. I'm going to have the Midford. Thank you.
I'm going to be a smuggler.
And then, yes, Lead Farmer, calm down. I will turn off CompuTrace and things like that. I know what I'm doing. This might shock you, but I know what I'm doing. Right. Okay, right. I'm going to type this service tag in. 8G8. Oh my god. 7G8SZD3. There we go. It's not even a long number and I'm completely failing. Right. Once you save this, you can't change it. I beg to differ. Right.
Why did it let you change it? Was it because
Because
there
it
wasn't
had been
one?
cleared, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. So it's smart enough to detect. Oh, none has been set.
Yes. Yeah. It's really nice because, like, if this was a HP, you would have to do all of this. You'd have to edit all of this in your binary file, and it's nightmarish. Whereas Dell, if the service tag isn't set, it will literally just pop up and say, "There's no service tag. Please type one in." You know, it's great. So,
And
yeah.
you could type in anything?
I haven't put it to the test. There is some validation, like there are certain letters that aren't allowed to be in there, so it does some kind of validation.
Huh.
However, I would imagine, I don't know if you could put in like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it fits the validation requirements, maybe you could put in something nonsense. But yeah. All right. So I'm just going to quickly go through and check the rest of the setup now. Boot configuration, all of that stuff. That's fine. Secure boot is on. It's fine. Integrated devices. The date is vaguely correct. Windows will sort that out in a moment. Storage is in AHCI. That's fine. Display, connection, power.
Storage is somehow in IDE compatibility mode on an NVMe only platform.
Yeah. Right, and in security, we make sure that stuff and things, where is it? There it is.
What is
Right.
absolute?
So this is for tracking stuff. So it allows the laptop to be tracked by previous owners if it was part of a corporate network.
Oh, I see.
And obviously, a lot of this stuff, whoever previous owners of this probably either have removed it or gone into liquidation, but we turn all of this stuff off anyway. So yeah.
What does that say?
Permanently disable it. So yes, we will not be using CompuTrace.
Oh,
Goodbye.
capture doesn't work. Ah, I thought you'd plugged in capture to show that.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Save. Save. Exit. Cool. It was
It
probably
does
never
mean you
active.
can get
Yeah.
a replacement board and put a tag in and it will match. That's nice.
Yes, this is true. You have plugged in a low power charger. That's fine, I don't care. Turn off. We are done with you for now. Right. And did you turn off or just go to sleep? It just went to sleep. Good. And the battery went from 25% to 24%. Okay, that's fine. So the battery is actually usable in that laptop.
Nice.
Well, no, that's a lie, actually. It might still be like 70% health, but it means that we don't have to grab another charger right now. Cool, right. Done.
Woohoo!
Next one. All right. Ugh. Do you want to give us bench cam again?
Pow.
Good. Right, so now basically we're going to rinse and repeat this for all of them. And all of this is very boring work. However, I didn't get around to it at all this week, so I'm like, fine. The podcast is now going to be just like, this is for doing things that I didn't get around to. Now I'm forced to sit down and actually do things. Ugh, delicious. I guess I could do the thermal paste one here, but also like I need to check if any of the batteries need to be replaced anyway. They probably do, but yeah, I'll be doing another pass at some point. Oh, this one's got a different chip in it. This one's got a Giga device in it. 25R 256DY. So we'll make a mental note of that. We can probably flash it with exactly the same chip selected because these will be compatible chips. However, if I'm able to select the correct chip, then I will. So, oh yeah, I was going to get my device as well. So I'm going to just put these out the way for a sec. and get a hands-free setup, which sometimes works and sometimes is just less helpful, because by the amount of time it takes to finagle this into a position where it works, you can just sit and hold it. So yeah, take this with a pinch of salt. Let's go way further down.
Smash! Straight into the board. Oopsie.
That about that.
Another cooler overclocking stream. Maybe. If there's anything that's interesting to do.
Oh, what, like just get a bog standard cooler and just overclock the CPU and see what the cooler is capable of, kind of thing?
The phase change.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, the chiller, yeah. Yeah, that's up to you, basically. That's kind of your show, if I'm honest, which is, like, not that I'm not interested in that, but yeah, that's kind of on you to sort that one out. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay, go for capture.
Ta-da.
Rubber band. How would the rubber band be used? Genuine question. Right, let's see. Auto detect chip. Right, and it was a 25R256D, I think. I've already forgotten. WSON 8, that looks about right. Read. And read. There we go.
If that ever works right, your world record attempts need another go.
Ah, fair, yeah. Try again. Please cancel the check device ID option. Check ID error. I'll send. I'm going to check what. 256D. No, I was right. I did select the right chip. Try holding it by hand in a minute.
Need more 4790Ks to bin. I'll let Cy be the source of them for 10 pence a time.
Let's try that just to get some more even pressure. One last try, then I'm just going to hold it again. Nope. Okay, I'm going to try holding it because we're just not getting a good thing apparently. No. I'm going to check one more time that I selected the correct chip. 25R256DY. Yeah, that's what I selected. Yeah. Why is that giving me a check ID failure?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's just see if we get a read. So I've unchecked check ID. Let's just go for a normal read in that case. We're going to verify the data anyway. So I'm going to set this back up.
I used 2 different SPDID for the same model. Really?
That's hideous. Why would you do that?
That seems very stupid.
Yeah. That would certainly explain it, but just like, why would you do that? Read. Yeah, normally if you're getting a check ID error, that's usually a hint that you've got a bad connection to the chip. So I will try and solve that if possible. However, yeah, I guess this time you just don't bother then. Cool. Right. And save. Right, and this one is B87V, B87V, 2J3, 2J3, locked. Save. All right, and HXD to open that one.
No. The other one.
Sorts
the B8.
Sorts by date modified. There we go. I usually have all of my stuff sorted by date, so I always click on the one at the top of the list. So that's why I did that there.
You had 2 of 1 and 1 of 1.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You had a 50-50 chance.
Go to.
And then just select 4,000 lines.
All right, and can you do that? Go to. Is there an option for that? Select block. Yeah.
Length 4,000.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Yeah. Cool. I'm just trying to check that looks correct.
Yeah,
and that's down to F4 FFO. Yeah. Nice. Yep. Sold.
This one changed. Why is this one different?
Yeah, the contents here don't look right. We're in the right field, but have we got any content here? Hold on.
Well, according to the data inspector on the right, you have 0 of 0.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a bad read. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Have we got to select recent? I'm going to read it with the win bond selected. Because, yeah, we just got zeros out of that.
Why is the checksum 0?
Yeah, because it's 0. Yeah, we're getting no data. Yeah, try it with power. Could do, I guess. Not sure why this one needs that when the other one didn't, but, you know.
Are you definitely actually connected to the chip?
Yeah, I'm going to try and do it by hand again in a sec, just because something ain't right. Otherwise, this one might just be being a little bitch and just need desoldering, which is a pain in the ass, but fine.
Yeah, check some zeros again.
No, we're still getting zeros. Okay, fine. Let's hold it by hand. Again, this is why I like to get a check ID pass, because if it has read the chip ID and gotten a match, you know that you're getting valid data from the chip. So it's a good acid test that your connection is actually working. Still nothing.
That's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, try low speed. I will try the lower speed, yeah. But I'm going to put this in a separate pile for desoldering in a minute, because if it's going to take a while, then yeah, fine. We'll get through the easy ones. But also we can just see if any of the other laptops have the Giga device chips in them. and see if those give me the same problem.
Same again.
No. All right, putting this one to one side. Yeah, we'll try a different one. Okay, next.
Bizarre.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one. I'll probably
Should I
desolder
chuck that one over there?
Well, yeah, I'll put it. I'll put it on the floor or something in a sec.
Sure.
Because we might come back to this in a sec. Because like, if we run into another one and that works, then we might find something that works and be like, oh, okay, now we can do the other one.
Yeah.
However,
I was going to say, should I put it over there?
Oh,
And
yeah.
your hot air's over there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Point taken. Yeah. Yeah. I think my next move will be to just hot air the chip off of those ones if they're going to give me problems. Whoop. Next.
Ba, 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 da. Where did this screw come from?
Oh, that's not my handwriting. First of all, that's customer notes.
Yeah, I just like the note. Where did this come from?
Okay. Right. Let's try a different one. I'll tell you what would be super interesting as well, which we'll find out in a minute, is we decided there are two chassis here. There's one that with like sharp edges and one with slightly more rounded edges. I wonder if we have either Winbond or Gigabyte chips, depending on which chassis we have there as well. Might be interesting. Okay, right. This one is the Winbond. And it's the 25R256J again. Okay. Right.
Ah.
Oh, I see.
I was looking for masking tape just in case we actually get to the point of needing to write notes for each one.
Yeg.
I was just finding the parts.
Right, getting this guy all lined up.
Got to stick the tongue out for increased accuracy.
Yes, tongue at the right angle. Okay, right. Let's try that one. Read. Bad pins. Okay, that's fine. Also, let's go back up to high speed. Check ID.
Give it a bit of a wiggle.
Try it again. There we go. Man, looks like I lucked out on the first one where everything just worked first time. Greetings from Newfoundland. Hello, hello. How goes?
For how long does the land need to be found for it to become found land?
It's like when you it's like when they do roadworks and like make a new estate or something and they just call it New Road. I'm like, wow, you thought long and hard on that one, didn't you? You know. But yeah. All right, we have data this time. So let's save. Okay. J2KW, J2KW, 2J3.
7.
Locked. That's number one.
8.
File has been saved. Okay. Right, we'll close that one because it's crap. $17.06. Select block. Oh, I didn't save that. Unfortunate. Right. 000 Oh, gosh dang it. F? Damn it, I've forgotten again. Knew I shouldn't close the thing.
Control-Shift-T.
I'd actually closed thing completely.
To reopen your tab.
Can you do that even after you've closed it, though?
As far as I'm aware.
Oh, fair. Well, I'm here now. F1000. Yeah, okay. F1000. Length 4000. Oop. There we go. All right. And if we check, yeah, okay, we've got the end byte now, so this is correct. So there is a bunch of Fs in there because there's a bunch of unused space, but we also have data, and we know that we're up to the right place because the last section there, it ends in E5FF55, and that's an end byte that says this is the end of a block of data. So yeah, that's also how we know that we've got something that makes sense. All right, fill selection, FF, okay.
I would like to DoD
Save as.
sanitize this block.
Yeah. That is now unlocked. And so now we'll minimize all of that. We'll load our modified file. Unlocked. Okay. And then progging.
Excellent.
Prog rock. Mm.
The mistake was making sand think.
This is true. I don't like sand.
It's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Right. Okay, so we can start rinsing and repeating this now. What's in the tech news? Anything happen this week? Xbox is exploding. I'm not sure what their plan is there, but good luck to them, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing that did me confuse on that news was that apparently id Tech got gutted.
Yeah.
id Tech also hasn't had a new game greenlit. So why have any of them got a job? Like, I'm not saying they should have all been fired, but if you're not going to give them a project to work on, and you're going to fire most of them, why did you keep any of them?
This is the confusing matter.
Huh?
Yeah. Like, this is the confusing thing about Microsoft's current quote-unquote strategy, is that they bought all of these studios and then, like, just... You would imagine at this point, you'd be like, right, we have bought you. Go make something awesome. But instead, they've got nothing greenlit, or they're not working on anything, or the studio itself has just made bollocks, and Microsoft hasn't come in and be like, the hell is going on here? We're expecting like a good game from you guys. Sort yourselves out, you know. Instead, yeah, just it seems like they bought that. You know, like step 1, buy the game studios. Step 2, ? Step 3, profit. You know, like you've got to actually get them to do something, and nothing is happening. You know, and I think id Tech is a big bummer because they obviously had a great game engine, and there has been an article doing the rounds saying that id Tech are now going to be using Unreal. However, apparently this was based on pure speculation by just some headline that everyone then copy pasted. There's no evidence of that at this point.
They're going to be using Unreal for what? They don't have a project that's greenlit.
Yeah.
They're going to use Unreal. For what? But yeah, I don't know.
Right, this is programmed.
Of all of the studios to get rid of, it feels like the id studio is the least sensible, just because that's also got sellable technology.
I was gonna,
you go out and you hammer every other studio and say, hey, why aren't you using our engine? Hey, why aren't you using our engine? You don't want to use Unreal, why aren't you using our engine?
Yeah.
Hey, use our engine.
Unreal, for all of its glitz and glam, is in a notoriously bad position at the moment because
it's in a bad PR position. Yeah.
Well, also though, Unreal, 5.0 or 5.5, I can't remember which one, was just bad. Source, my friend who is actually in dev, because I have a friend who was in game dev, and I said, does UT5 just suck, or is it a skill issue? And he said, it's a bit of both. It's a bit of poor optimization, but also UT5 just wasn't very good. The newer versions, they fixed this, but we haven't seen games coming out on those new versions yet.
2 and point 2 and point 3 did an awful lot of refactoring of process.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Either way, though, Microsoft could be capitalizing this and saying, here is id Tech, which has none of these problems and runs really well.
Yeah, and also, do you know which other studio they do own? And do you know what that releases every year? What? Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And do you know what Call of Duty runs on? id 2. Heavily modified, but it still runs on id.
Yeah.
So you have a game studio releasing games every single year where the legacy core of it was id Tech.
Yeah.
Do you know what firing all of your stuff from when you've got your one blockbuster game?
Yeah. Yeah.
At least smash the team into IW.
Yeah.
And just go, it's IW id.
Yeah.
Sure. That I can at least grab a barest hint of sense.
Yeah.
But just firing them.
I just can't understand what Microsoft's plan is right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Capture wobble because I unplugged the charger from that laptop. Do you want to go to bench cam because we're... Yeah. This thing is going to take ages to post because it's now rewriting the EC firmware because it got cleared.
Yeah.
Is Carmack still working? No, I think Carmack's long gone.
I have no idea. Let's see if an internet search provides any information.
I don't know if any of the original team are still at id. That's the problem with a lot of we're seeing a lot of studios being gutted and shuttered, and people are sort of sobbing about it. But also, a lot of these studios are not the same ones as they were. And
in 2013. John Carmack resigned from id Software to work full-time at Oculus VR as their chief technology officer.
Oh, that's right.
In 2019, he reduced his role to consulting CTO so he could allocate more time to his artificial general intelligence company, Keen Technologies.
Fine. Oh, he called it Keen Technologies. That's kind of cute if I cared about it, but yeah. Because that's a Commander Keen reference for people who don't know. So yeah. Right, service tag. Yeah, we're putting... The problem with having a nice, cool cider is we're putting water circles all over the counter constantly. Okay, right. I don't like this. I don't like the way this one is screaming at me.
It's every time you touch the keyboard.
It is. Yeah, well, I'm just going to... I'm going to set the service tag and then reboot it and just see what it does.
Have you tried rebooting?
Right.
Yeah.
Why is this in manufacturing mode? Right. Press Alt-F to return to normal mode. Okay. Oh, too late, apparently. I think... don't know what the manufacturing mode thing is all about. I haven't had any of them do that. I'll reboot it again and do the Alt-F and see if that fixes it. Tactile feedback, yeah. Except it's not tactile, it's audio feedback. A split-second scream every time you type something. Ah, 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 ah. Oop, Alt-F. Maybe got it. What are you doing? Ah!
now just imagining it doing it in Windows, just every time you're typing.
I think it will. Oh, okay. It stopped doing it in Windows, but yeah. Okay, what? Third time's the charm. Let's go into BIOS and just see what it does. Going to F12 it instead. Actually, I'm going to wait and see what prompts it comes up with. Because when it comes up with the manufacturing mode sign, it says press Alt F to return to normal mode, yet it didn't seem to actually be responding to that. So, right. Don't show this again. Continue. Our survey says... Okay. I think it seems to have sorted itself out. So one more reboot and I'll drop into BIOS this time. BIOS date is off. That's a non-issue. Like, that'll get updated. It has already no, the date is correct, actually. Yeah, no, the time is wrong, but, like, the date is correct. Either way, like, the date being wrong is not the problem right now.
Unless it's set to invalid.
I was about to say, everyone always goes, oh, the date is wrong, the date is wrong. That never matters except that one time when it mattered.
Where it was set to invalid data.
Yeah, and that one time it mattered because it thought it was the year -1000 or something, you know. All right, BIOS setup. What say you? Okay, this thing seems to be completely happy now. And when I go there, it's now showing all of the options. So yeah, this thing is fine.
It's now ready to be sold for £4,000.
Maybe.
Because we're in a RAM shortage.
Right. Disable things. Okay, right. That's fine. That's done.
Yes, the year 880. No, the year 800 and...
The year booby. Save. Exit. Okay, there we go.
Ew.
Okay. Now I have to go into BIOS again so I can then turn it off because I don't like turning computers off while they're posting. Good. Right, while we're here as well, I'm just going to see if I can quickly do something about that. This is the one with the weird bump in it. So I'm just going to quickly have a ganders at that, because if I can solve that now, this is basically done, except for the usual stuff of like battery and thermal paste and stuff like that.
So how do you even get the wrong screw in there? Aren't they all captive?
It's not a case screw. I think it's a motherboard screw that's wrong.
Oh, I see.
So probably at some point this thing has had the motherboard out. Okay, let's see. It's there.
No, I said £4,000.
No, there's no screw in that spot.
I was being facetious.
Oh. No, that one's not in the right place. I'm just going to quickly take out this antenna screw.
Ah.
Nope, that's a short screw. That's not it.
Phil N89, thank you for the £5.
Ah. Very many thanks. Much appreciated. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you're doing well. Okay. I'll have to have a closer look at that another time.
RAM shortage is only on DDR5 and DDR4. DDR3 can be had for a song. Yes, because it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
The last relevant thing with DDR4 was 4th gen. In desktop.
4th gen was DDR3, wasn't it?
The last thing with DDR3 was 4th gen.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. I thought,
Therefore, is 11 generations old.
Yes.
That's not particularly relevant for selling to people.
But what about the AMD FX9? I'm not even going to finish that.
FX Nike.
Right, that goes
Just
into
do
the
it.
done pile. Thank you. Might have corrected screw and damage says that screw wasn't even in the right place. I didn't see any screws that aligned with the damage. So, yeah. I'm not sure that. It will require disassembly to look closer. So that's a job for not right now.
8th gen laptops still have DDR3 compatibility, I think. But that's also a laptop.
Yeah. DDR4 should be dead by all accounts by now, but because of
half and half.
Yeah.
Yes, your 4790K still works. That's fine, but selling it to someone as a new computer in 2026 is a scam.
Yeah.
There is no other word for it than a scam.
This is something that we consistently have to say on this show and never seems to sink into people, that because you owning old hardware that still works is okay, but that doesn't mean that someone else should buy that hardware. You know, again, the 1080 is 1080 Ti is the standout example here. If you have a 1080 Ti that works great, but please, for the love of God, don't buy a 1080 Ti in the year of our Lord 2026. You know, just because you've got one and it works, that's fine. That doesn't mean that it's a good idea to buy one. You know. And just so many people don't seem to understand that concept of something that you already own can still be useful, but that doesn't mean you should buy it today. Right. This is another WinBond chip. Here we go. Get this stupid affair in place. Position. What I really love about these pogo pin things is it's got a little plastic cap that you put over the top of the chip so you can feel that it's aligned. So you know it's aligned, so when you allow the weight of the vice to press down on the pogo pins, you know they're going to hit the right place. All right, let's go capture. And by that, I mean please go to capture.
Who are we capturing?
Your love.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't feel about the same way about you.
Unfortunate. We'll buy a 1080 Ti for $50. Okay, yeah, sure, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, read and verify successful. Save. Save as, and this one is 2WZFOJ3. Locked. File has been saved.
Woohoo!
Open the file. Select block. You horrible thing. If I go back to the other one, will it have my selection saved? Yeah, it does. Oh, it started with something completely different now. Oh, hideous. All right, fine. Also, everyone who keeps screaming shortcuts at me, yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm just typing things in so people can see what I'm doing. OF1000. 1000. Length 4000. Boop. End byte is correct. 4000 lines. Fill selection with FF. Save as. Unlocked.
Da, 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 da.
Load. Unlocked. Okay, and program. Off we go. Oof. 10th gen is the minimum that buyers should be looking for. Yeah, I think I soft agree with that. There is older stuff that is still like okay. Like if someone said, "Oh, I bought a cheap laptop with an 8th gen processor in, or a cheap Optiplex with an 8th gen processor in it," I'd be like, "That's fine." But in an ideal world, yeah, I agree. You kind of want to be working with stuff that's 2020 and onwards these days.
Yeah.
I think 2020 is a good, because at that point you're 5 to 6 years old, which I think is a good bet. I think approximately, I think 5 years old is a good rolling line in the sand. If it's 5 years old or less, you're more or less okay.
Yeah.
As soon as it's older than 5 years, there better be a good reason for buying that. And then when it's older than like 6 or 7 years, it's just like, you should be buying something newer, you know. 5 years is a pretty good like baseline, I think.
Yeah.
There are still oddities to that. I had a customer come in today who said, "Oh, you know, I've got a MacBook Pro, and it's saying that the battery needs service. Can you service that?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we could certainly replace the battery in a MacBook Pro. What year is the laptop?" And he said, "Oh, it's a 2015." And I was like, "We can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it because the laptop is 10 years old. You know, I would not recommend spending money on this laptop." And he said, "Oh, well, you recommended it to me when you were in the other shop." And I was like, "Okay, well, that was 5+ years ago."
That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, because it was 2021 I moved, so 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that was 5 years ago. So the laptop is twice as old as when I last recommended it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, but can it be done?" I'm like, "Yeah, it can, but like." You know, and he's like, "Well, I don't think the battery just needs servicing, but like, can't you do something? You know, the battery says it's only done this many cycles." I'm like, "The battery's 10 years old. It's toast.
Yeah.
I don't care how many cycles it's done. It's 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's done."
Yeah.
You know, and just a lot of people were just, unfortunately, 10 years is a hard line in the sand for when something is crap, and if it's more than 5 years old, you probably shouldn't buy it. But also at the time, I said Apple was a weird. Apple is a weird. Apple is a weird example because back then, when I recommended the 2015 to you, it was because Apple 2016 to 2019 is basically all crap. Their 2016 to 2019 Intel period is just all not very good.
Yeah.
So. For a long time, all the way up to 2020, the 2015 was still not a bad idea because it was the last good one with like good port selection and stuff like that, you know. And then nowadays, we're in a stage where like the M1 is now 6 years old, but also the M1's still kind of good. So it's a weird edge case.
I've not used an M1, so
yeah, they're great.
I've no idea.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how it stacks up compared to
this is done, so I'm going to test it.
The hell have I got? M3 Pro?
Fancy.
Or whatever it was.
Yeah. It's certainly not going to be as fast as that. Like the M1 is,
but
showing
I mean, in the sense of like, I don't know how the user experience compares. Like, is it actually user experience noticeable, or is it kind of a case of just, actually, for general users, there is no point.
For general users, it's totally fine. As a power user, my last basis of comparison was when I took an M1 MacBook Pro on holiday. Well, I took an M1 MacBook Pro when I went to Glasgow in February, and I was it was an 8GB model, and it started struggling a bit when I had like 3 Firefox windows open with 3 different profiles, like personal, alt, and business accounts all open at the same time. It started getting a bit like, okay, you've got a lot of tabs open and I've only got 8 gigs of RAM, you know. And I'm like, you know what? that's fair. However, also, I was doing Blender on it. I was just sitting there blendering, and I did a full Blender scene. And like when I did a render, the render was not fast, but also like this thing doesn't have a dedicated GPU, so it was doing it all in like Metal or however it does it. So it had some
doing
GPU.
it on the onboard GPU.
Yeah. So it had some acceleration, but still. But yeah, it was okay. And like also, I took an M1 Air on holiday to Bulgaria last August, and again, it was great. The user experience was great. The battery life was incredible. And, you know, I was playing basic games on it and stuff. So, yeah, the M1s just hold up. It's so, so well. I want to be buying M2s, but they're still just a little bit more expensive than I want to pay for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, really want M2s, but we'll see.
And I think the thing that's particularly awkward about Macs as well is just the fact of how horrid and broken
Do you want to go to bench
the A2141 is, which is the end 2019, beginning 2020 Intel Mac one.
Yeah.
Because there's just a firmware bug on it, which means the battery life is 8 hours. 8 hours on, 8 hours off, 8 hours in sleep. It's 8 hours from 100% to 0.
That was the one that you had previously, wasn't it? I didn't know you had an M3 now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just a case of seems to be a firmware bug in them where the battery life is 8 hours.
Whack.
100% to 0 is 8 hours. Switched off, switched on, in sleep. Doesn't matter. 8 hours. And it's like... Yeah. And the thing that's wild is that seemingly a lot of them don't have the bug until they randomly do an update. Then they'll do an update and then they'll have the bug. And now you're screwed. That device is now effectively a coaster. Yeah. Instead of a laptop. Yeah.
Okay, this one's done this weird firmware thing as well. So I'm going to put in the service tag, then reboot it and just keep spamming Alt F and see what happens. That did seem to clear itself up. Oh, that's how I was getting the thing. Sheep. Right. This one is 2W. How
to open Velcro silently.
Exit. Save and exit. All right. Let's see. Where was that one that I was going to read? Oh, yeah. Yeah. BoardRev says, I need to make an offer on an ROG 18-inch.
It's a laptop.
It's a laptop, yeah. A laptop with a dead GPU is...
Offer £100.
Yeah, basically.
It's partially dead. And also, it's a laptop i9. Like, why do you need an i9 for office work?
Oh, you want to use it for office? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, buy something else.
If you want to use just office, get a Latitude for 150 quid.
Yeah. If it's for office work, don't buy a gaming laptop for office work. It's just going to be big, heavy, noisy, and unreliable. You know, you're asking for a race car to drive up to the corner shop, you know.
Just hit enter?
Yeah. Changing password. Your password... This one's still screaming out. I'm just going to give it a couple of reboots and see if it comes good, because the other one did. That clicking would drive me insane. Yeah, it's driving me insane. However, I know it's going to sort itself out, so I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
Paradox, that was the S1 Deep Sleep issue. This is a Mac, not a Windows computer.
I don't know. There was an issue with Intel, but also
that reboot was insane.
But also just, I don't know. It seems to be that specific model seems to develop an issue that gets better and worse off and on.
Yeah. Yes, these are 14-inch screens.
Yeah, there's a 13, 14, and a 15.6, isn't there?
Sino's better than me. Sino's all of the model numbers like the back of his hand. I always go for the 14s because I think 14 is a magic number for a laptop. it's the perfect compromise between portability but being big enough to be usable kind of thing. Caradog's now going to be like, you're wrong. 17 is the correct answer. But
yes,
I disagree.
yes. I really wish there was a. What's the Dell carbon fiber?
This is fine.
XPS.
Yeah.
I wish they actually did go through with the XPS 18 they were talking about.
Oh, right.
It was going to be basically the body of like a 16.5-inch laptop.
Ow.
And I was just like, it's going to be this much bigger than a normal laptop, but have this much more screen.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's fair.
That sounds kind of cool.
Okay. Done. I said done. Thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 4 of the screws are in. Sheep. Sorry, the default Windows background on this laptop is just defaulted to this sheep. So that's why I keep going sheep every time I wake it up. Wrong, 10-inch netbooks are the answer. It's a good thing you put that sarcasm marker on there. Otherwise, I'd be like, chat,
boil this man.
Yes, mods, boil this man. Are you still not interested in a MacBook Neo? I'm kind of interested in one, but I don't need one.
I'm not interested in one because I have an M3.
Yeah.
But also, as a device, I'm interested in them.
I think
also,
yeah.
Apparently, they've approximately doubled in price.
Yeah,
Actually, legitimately.
Yeah,
if I go buy one now.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Apple.
I would have entertained the idea of buying one because I'm going on 2 family holidays in the next couple of months.
Good God!
I know, right? So yeah, I'm gonna be taking some holiday time. So I right now I actually need a laptop, and so I would have been like, you know what? I'm just sod it. I'm buying a Neo.
Although they seem to still be the same price in the UK.
Okay, still holding the price. Oh no, that's 700. They were starting from 600. I'm pretty sure they were 600.
Yeah, I heard mention that they had like doubled.
Oh yeah. No, they've gone up by.
So they were still like the same price I saw, which was like £100 more. Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone up by £100. It's
£800 for the 512 version.
It's still reasonable. It's
but also given where everyone else is compared to where everything else is, it's fine.
Yeah,
I guess
the Neo's price is now the Neo's price has gone from being wow, that's great bang for buck to it's fine. You know.
Oh.
If someone told me they bought a Neo tomorrow, I'd be like, it's fine. Whereas when I had customers who were buying Neos a month ago at 600 quid, I was like, awesome. You know. So yeah. Anyway, so I was thinking about buying a Neo. However, then I picked up a MacBook Air M1 16GB 512 model for £350.
I think that's the thing for me.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
That kills the Neo is the fact that it is 8 gig of RAM only.
Yeah.
And for me, I'd definitely want 16.
Yeah.
Just because I also run a virtual machine on my MacBook most of the time.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fair.
So it's a case of imagine running a virtual machine with 4 gigs of RAM.
Yikes. Yeah, that's a big yikes from me, Chief.
Yeah. Whereas at least with the 16, you can run it with 6 gigs of RAM kind of thing. Have 10 gigs for everything else and you're absolutely spiffy. But yeah. I still need to I need to find an amenable student so I can make use of all of their discounts.
Okay, right. What are we on? Are we bench count at the moment?
I don't know.
Yeah, go back to capture. You're the producer. You should know these things.
I don't know what's happening.
Your job right now is to make sure we're on the right camera while I do the thing.
I'm busy looking at things.
All right.
I'm providing sparkle, damn it.
Something spirit fingers, you know.
Those aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers, and they're gold.
I was curious as if you were going to stand up to do that just then. Also, Wogue, who will run shop then? No one. I'm just gonna have some downtime, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So yeah. Okay, read successful.
That's a crime on possibly many levels. Student discounts. How's it a crime? I'm asking a student if they would perhaps wish to purchase a device and then sell it to me.
I have no comment.
Free market capitalism.
2J3. Locked. Oops, saved.
Save the village.
Okay, right. Let's tidy up here. What's my select block? It is... Oh, god dang it, it's changed again.
If you use... Was it Control G?
OF 4000. Yeah, right, hold on. Control G just opens select block. Okay, so, that's go to. Yeah, we wanted select block. But that is coming up with the last one that I went to.
If you copy that.
Yeah.
It's in the clipboard. Now you can just paste it.
Oh, yeah,
repeatedly.
put it in the clipboard. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was going to say, this doesn't solve my problem because it's select block that I need.
Ta-da!
Yeah, for some reason or other, select block doesn't remember the last thing you typed in, which is annoying. But yeah. Also, there's probably better hex editors out there than HXD. HXD was just the first one I thought of today that I knew existed. So, yeah. All right, so...
How's that coaxing? It's asking politely. Did you replace him with Fs? Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't.
You need to do the thing.
Fill it up. All right, now we can say that. That would be very funny if I just forgot to actually change anything, programmed it back, and then was just extremely confused.
The way you worded it, Caradox, sounded iffy. If a student wishes to sell their product, I am potentially interested, dependent upon the terms of the agreement that can be negotiated.
MacBook Neo on Amazon for $5.99. Oh, top tip.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's still some stock on Amazon for $5.99. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'd kind of be interested in one were it not for the fact that I found a better MacBook Air for half the price.
Yeah.
You know.
But like as a brand new device.
Yeah. But also, I think...
not terrible.
Yeah, because also the advantage of me buying second-hand MacBook Air M1s, which are approximately the same speed as a Neo anyway, is my understanding, is they're easy. Once I'm done with this one, it's very easy for me to then sell it on through the shop. Whereas if I bought a brand new Neo and took it on holiday and then wanted to sell it, I'm now selling a second-hand laptop, you know.
That you bought new.
Yeah. And like, it's one thing to have... Like, if I bought a graphics card, took it out of the box and tested it and then put it back in the box, I can still get away as selling that as new in a computer and stuff like that. But when you buy a MacBook and it's not, and it doesn't have like the paper tape around it kind of thing, it's like, well, it's not a new laptop anymore. It is, you know, it's now some kind of not brand new. So, yeah. Also, yeah, the advantage you can make profit. You can't really sell a Neo for profit. Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
Why a MacBook and not a smaller Windows-based laptop? Because we were talking about MacBooks. Basically.
Kind of.
Basically.
Well, no, also...
I mean, as a case of we were talking about the Neo because we were talking about MacBooks.
Also, though, yeah, I made a statement by saying yes, I have chosen to acquire a laptop and I chose to get a MacBook instead of one of these Latitudes. Yeah, the simple reason is that the MacBooks will have the MacBooks are more expensive than these Latitudes. However, they have really good battery life. And the other thing as well is that I know that the MacBook is actually kind of capable with Blender, whereas I've not tried to Blender on one of these Latitudes, but like it doesn't. The integrated graphics are not going to be able to do any kind of rendering, whereas the MacBook Air, it can kind of render. it has an GPU, you know. So it means that I can actually do some light blendering work while I'm away on holiday, as is my want, you know. So yeah.
I wish to blender my holiday.
Yes. Right, program complete. Bench cam, please.
What?
All right. When I put that down, okay, good. I'm not smushing the cable. Right. Okay. Let's plug this one in. Oh. All right. I wonder what had happened then.
Not what I expected.
I see. It's my use case scenario. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And like again, the MacBook Air is going to have better battery life and stuff, but yeah.
Oh no.
I genuinely like MacBooks. I think they're great laptops. I just don't like paying Apple prices, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you know, secondhand MacBooks for sub £400 or £500, I think make for great laptops.
Yeah.
But like when I look at the cost of a MacBook Pro now, and by the time you spec it up to something that makes sense, it's $2,000 and up. I'm just like, nah, mate, you're all right. I'm not paying $2,000 for a laptop. Sorry. You know, just yeah. I'm sure some people have a use case where, like, if you want to do professional video editing on the go, yeah, 100% sure, buy a MacBook Pro. But for me, I just want to browse the internet and do a little bit of light blendering and play Slay the Spire. And like, I can buy a MacBook Air for £300 that can do that. So why the hell would I spend $2,000 on a new MacBook Pro? You know. So yeah. Did you just select top everything?
No, I just clicked through and selected the stuff that I would select.
Okay, you selected 2 terabytes of storage and 48 gigs of RAM.
That's the minimum storage and that's the minimum RAM.
What? Okay, go to capture this because I'm just everyone's seen me do this 5 times now.
See?
Yeah, display capture.
Browser with chat.
Now you got to set all this bollocks up. Good job.
See, if you select the 40-core GPU and the 18-core CPU,
yeah, what's the cheapest MacBook Pro? What's the minimum viable product here?
The cheapest possible is like £3,000.
Good God.
Yeah, none of this, none of that.
That's crazy, man. What's a MacBook Air cost then these days?
This is the 16
Yeah, that's the Pro, but what about the Air?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so is there a cheaper Pro?
This is the 16-inch, and then the 14-inch is 2,000.
Okay, the 14-inch starts at 2,000. But then that's what do you get for 2,000 on the 14-inch?
2,000, you get standard display, you get the M5 chip, not the Pro.
Fine, that's still going to be blazingly fast.
16 gigs RAM, terabyte of storage, a British keyboard.
Yeah.
None of that. American.
Yeah. Okay, that's like...
Yeah.
At least you get 16 gigs of RAM and a terabyte of storage.
You don't get a charger, though.
No charge. Oh, my God, Apple. Like, that's actually a problem. I've had multiple people who've come in with brand new MacBook Neos and been like, this doesn't charge, because they're trying to charge it from a 5-watt phone charger. And I'm like, no, you need like a proper charger. I'm like, well, I've got one. I've got this. And they've got one of those poxy little like Poundland jobbies that charges their phone. Like, it charges my phone just fine. I'm like, but this is a laptop. But it's the same kind. Yeah. Also just like, it's £2,000.
Yeah.
Put a 40-watt charger in there, for God's sake.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with you?
But I think it's also the fact of there isn't even, whilst you're clicking through, the upsell to a charger.
Yeah. What, you can't even select one?
There isn't even the upsell in the click-through.
What are we
See,
doing?
on this page, there are no accessories.
Yeah. Like, part of me... I don't agree with not supplying a brand new iPhone with a charger, but I kind of get it because people already have chargers and stuff.
Yeah.
We can have that conversation. It's £100. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh my god.
So anyway, you can buy a MacBook Air M1 for like £200 to £300 on eBay. Just do that and be happy. That's the kind of MacBook that I want to buy, you know.
There you go, 60 quid.
Yeah. Also, so I guess for the Apple one, but also that one's got like several outputs on it and stuff like that. Because I was going to say, okay, if it's £60 for one, that makes £100 for the official Apple one. Not crazy, but also
£36 if you are happy with it being 100 watt instead of 140.
Yeah, I was going to say also, like, what the hell is it going to do with 140 watts? Does it actually need that?
Oh, there you go, 30.
Yeah, like 100 watts is probably fine, man. Oh my god, dying. I'm putting in this hacking service tag. What's the stream timer on?
228.
228. Okay. It looks like okay, oh yeah, this is the last one for password resetting, so we can. I don't know. Actually, we'll have a look. We'll see. We'll have a thought in a minute. I hadn't anticipated taking this. Oh, we'll have a look at the one that wouldn't flash, and we'll see if we can solve that.
Yeah.
Which means all we've really done is clear BIOS passwords, but whatever. I guess that's.
But you only get 8 gigs of RAM. Yeah, unless you buy the 16 gig version.
Yeah,
that's why we're saying about the M1 laptops.
Yeah, that's
because they have a 16 gig option.
The 16 gig ones are out there. They're less common, but they are out there. And also, though, if you want the 16 gig one, it's going to be like 300 to 400. So I'll concede that point. But the point is, that's still, we're still talking sub £500 for a laptop, and for a device, I just don't like expensive laptops because they're just when they break. It's game over, buy another one. And if it falls in the ocean, then game over, buy another one. And it's the same as why I don't it's the same reason why I can't stomach $1,000 phones. Because I'm like, that's something that you're carrying in your pocket every day. And like, I drop my phone all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you can call that a skill issue if you want. But the fact is that people drop their phones. I think you have to be crazy to own a $1,000 phone. And I say this to you while you have $2,000 phones there. You've got 2 of them. I think that's crazy. You do you, Chief.
Hey, at least I didn't have my fold there.
Yeah. You've got a fold as well, which is like $2,000 or something, you know. Like, I think you're nuts. I think that's insane. More power to you. But no. For something that I'm carrying in my pocket and that I drop on a regular basis. Absolutely not. What's the heckin' service tag of this laptop? It is HPNW232J3. Crazy, man. Crazy. Save and exit. All right. Falls it. What's this? Anchi Xiaomi.
Ignore the Italian.
Okay.
It's a threefold.
Oh, trifold, yeah.
Yeah, it's the trifold.
What's that? 3,000 because it's
I want one of them.
Yeah. Graham, Monaco Man is minted. Are you still on display capture? Like, if we're talking about this, then show the people what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, just go to display. We're done with this. It's over. All right.
Also, I really want one of them.
A Xiaomi car?
Yes.
This is like that one meme where it's the guy standing in front of the machine being like, guess we building cars now. You know?
I really want one. Like,
it does look cool.
It's also...
That's a good looking car,
It's also heckin' good.
Yeah.
Like, it nails all of the points. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
What think of new Steambox? Dead on arrival.
I don't read Chinese.
It does not have enough VRAM, and because of the RAM apocalypse, has come out at an extraordinarily too expensive And by the time the prices fix themselves, it will be even more out of date than it already is.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah. It gives me no... I don't say it's dead on arrival like gleefully, like in a I told you so kind of way. I say it in a this is a shame because Valve have made a product that is now dead on arrival, which is a bummer because I think the Steam box is cool. The Steam machine, that is. I think it's cool, but you should... It's $1,050 for 500 gigs of storage and not even a controller. And it's what, $1,200 for the version with... Yeah, it's for a 2 terabyte option, which is a bit weird. They need a 1 terabyte option. They should have done a 1 terabyte option with a controller. Either way, I'm sorry, it's DOA.
The Steam machine. Yeah.
Oh, they do have a 512 with controller version. Oh, that's the pound. Yeah, I haven't even been looking at it because, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but the 2 terabyte with controller is £1,208.
Yeah, like we've done specking here before. Like £1,200 in my shop, that gets you the mid-range computer that's over on the display bench, and that mid-range computer has 32 gigs of RAM. It has a 6800 XT 16 gigabyte GPU in it. And it has a full-blown CPU that can shoot with 100 watts power limit available to it. It's not even a contest. And like, yeah, I get it. The Steam machine is that big. But like, do you need it to be that big? Like, do you actually need it to be that big?
Yeah.
Do you?
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. This one is done.
You did it.
Yep. Shutting down. Okay, right. I'm going to have another go at flashing that other one. So I'm going to quickly desolder the BIOS chip from it, put it on a carrier board. Oh, no, actually, I can put it in... put it on a carrier board, bring it over here, and we'll flash it again. And then we can see if it works. And then we will be done. Still kind of want one. Yeah, I think it's cool. If someone gave me one for free, I'd be like, awesome. But I'm sorry, I'm not paying 4 figures for that. No. Not a chance in hell. You know, like, with the best will in the world, it's the same as my conclusion to the Geekom A9 mini PC review that I did recently. Great little computer. And then, like, I hope that it came across in the video when I said, it's $1,400, and, like, did this in my chair. Like, I didn't say it because it was still a review, and I mean, I could have gone hard on it, but I was trying to be gentle. But the inference was, that's it, game over, we're done here. What are we even talking about? You know?
Yeah. I think £800 for that Geekom would have been
Caradog International.
an acceptable premium for it being a micro device.
Yeah, that, you know, you can charge more for it to be a tiny little box.
Yeah, being a premium micro device.
That's fair.
At £800-900,
yeah,
I can kind of get.
Yeah.
But at $1,400, I'm like, no, I'm just going to buy a Strix PC.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a Strix mini PC for £1,400 or £1,500, get nearly double the GPU performance.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Time to sell it on eBay. What, Graham? I'm not allowed to sell Graham on eBay.
Nah, I'm keeping the Geekom PC. I haven't done anything with it. It's currently sitting in the box at home in my flat. But I'm holding on to it because at some point I'm going to be like, oh, this will be perfect for that. Okay, I'm going to quickly hot air this chip off the board. I'm not going to bother setting up a camera for it.
Yeah.
Be with you in a moment, folks.
How do I install SteamOS? That is the question I am presently asking DuckDuckGo.
Is there a release date for the official version of it yet?
No idea. Because I just did an internet search for download link and the first result is TechSpot, not Steam.
Aha.
Oh.
Okay, right. Do you want to go to bench cam again? Thank you. Here is the BIOS chip. Are you using... yeah, I'm not using it at the moment. So, no, not yet. SteamOS, I do want to look at. I need to restart my... yeah, SteamOS I'm going to have a look at some point. One of the things that I want to verify is when the Steam Machine was still coming out, like a few months ago, I went to visit a friend up in Manchester, and he had a beta version of SteamOS. I'm not sure if it was leaked or just a beta or what. I don't know what it was. But he had that running on a custom build because he built up a computer that was designed to have approximately the same horsepower as the Steam Machine. And so he had that set up and it was running SteamOS. So I saw SteamOS there and it was really cool. I loved it. And I was like, this looks great. Why can't we just use this as a desktop system? And he said, the problem is it's an immutable kernel, which is surmountable. But the problem is that when a new major version of SteamOS comes out, it will wipe the desktop environment. Anything that is not installed as a Steam app will be removed. Because that's how it would work on a console, you know. And I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But that means it's not feasible as a desktop operating system. However, since the Steam Machine came out, I've not heard anyone else mention this. So I don't know if he was wrong or that was just a quirk of the like beta version that he had or what. And I would like to confirm if that's a thing or not.
Yeah.
So yes. How similar is SteamOS to one of the trendy versions of Linux versions, such as Cache? I think Cache is very similar, and for my next for my next Linux test drive, I'm going to run Cache because it comes with KDE Plasma as standard, and I very much want to have KDE Plasma to try that out because it looks very polished, which is appealing to me. Awesome. Okay, right. I've now put this BIOS chip in a carrier thing in here, so let's try and flash it again. Le capture, please. Running Cache right now, and it just works. Yes. Right. Auto detect. It is Cache, yeah. Pin detect error. Awesome.
Give it a bit of wiggle.
Apparently. Yeah, that is incorrectly.
You're basically just going to completely redo the Linux video, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Everything, all of the stuff I have now has gone stale. So I'm just going to redo it. And I'm going to, but also it will be a lot easier to remake it because I can make it and I can film as I go. The problem I had the first time around is I needed to figure it all out as I go.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can install it and know exactly what I'm doing as I go and then say, so now we can do this. And I can frame it saying, this is my second turn around with this. So this is what I learned. And I'm now setting it up again based on information that I learned on my practice run. So that's how I'm going to frame it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh dang it. What is with this hecking chip? Now we're just getting pin detect errors everywhere. I'm going to solder this to a carrier board in a minute.
Is it the correct way round?
I'm going to double check. I'm 99% certain it is, but I'm going to stare at it real close. Yeah. Oh, wow. My hacking socket is jammed up really nicely.
The Steam Machine was also just too low end.
Yeah.
Like, the argument that I keep hearing from people is like, oh, well, it's still faster than 50% of machines on the Steam hardware survey. And it's like, well, yeah, but integrated graphics on Intel 14th gen is faster than 50% of computers on there because they're using 6th gen laptops.
Yeah.
That's not a good benchmark.
Yeah. Like,
you know, I'm 50% of monitors on the Steam hardware survey are 1366-768.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's a good resolution or you should buy a monitor at that resolution.
Yeah.
It's 2026. We should be demanding 4K.
And this is the problem, is that I'm 99% certain that that these were arguments that Valve were making when talking about the hardware spec. And I'm like, Valve, surely you should know that you're grossly misinterpreting your own data here. Your standard deviations are magnitudes off of the chart here. We said this last week. Your standard deviation is off the chart.
Wow. Yeah, it's also just a case of why would you release a new device now that's slower than the old generation graphics card that has been replaced now?
Yeah.
Why would you use old hardware that's slower than the slowest version of the old hardware that's been replaced and made obsolete by new hardware standard of sale?
Yeah. See, I think the answer to this is that I think Valve got a great deal on the chips from AMD because they were basically old chips that AMD had kicking around down the back of the sofa. However,
because they're functionally useless.
Yeah. However, if that's the case, it needs to be at a bargain price. It needs to be aggressively priced, like the Steam Deck was.
Yeah.
And the problem is that even without the RAM apocalypse, it would have been too expensive for what it is.
Yeah.
And so it was extremely reliant on it being this tiny little box. But also, though, like, everyone's like, oh yeah, but it's small and it's silent. I'm like, yeah, but how many people actually need that? Like, do you need it to be a tiny little box? You kind of don't.
Yeah.
You don't need it to be a tiny little box.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was also going to say I'm intrigued by Gamers Nexus's lack of ire with it. They seem to be giving it such a wide pass.
Mm.
But then AMD released a graphics card that's 15 pence too expensive per frame, and they say it's a waste of silicon.
Yeah, yeah.
But then complain about the state of the GPU market.
Yeah. A lot of people have been giving it a pretty easy pass as well. Like Linus Tech Tips, they have, they've remarked that it's not like the fastest thing in the world and like the price isn't great and stuff. Yeah. Linus is extremely interested in. Linus has been daily driving his Steam machine, and he said as a productivity computer, it's a productivity monster. So, but the problem is that this is indicative of SteamOS being very good, not of the hardware.
It's a productivity monster. Cool. So's an i3.
Sure, but the point is, where I'm going with this is that this brings us back around to the conclusion is that, like, it feels like what people actually want from this is just SteamOS. The hardware is just completely forgettable. SteamOS is actually the interesting part.
Yeah.
But you don't need to spend 1,400 quid to get SteamOS.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has read successfully now. So this was apparently our issues with this chip was apparently just an interface thing. So once again, desoldering the chip worked. So yeah, you saw that I did 5 of them with the pogo pin adapter. But the 6th one with apparently this chip just doesn't like the pogo pins. Make of that what you will. Save. Right. Actually, I'm going to click browse because I should already have a dump of this. This one was ending in V2J3. What are you doing?
I was attempting to scroll. But instead of it scrolling, it decided to change the size of everything.
Yeah. That's what you get.
That one?
Yeah, it is.
See?
Good job. All right. Save. Done. HXD. Close the extras, open. All right. Select block, paste, 4,000. Fill with Fs. Save. Unlocked. God. Load. V2J3 unlocked. Okay. And prog. Any thoughts on Sony going all digital? Yeah, none specifically. So the whole Sony going all digital thing. So number one, this has been a long time coming. Everyone is acting really surprised by this. And I'm like, really? You seem surprised? Like, we all knew this was coming. There are arguments for physical media, don't get me wrong. For the people who are just like, I want a physical copy. I hear you and I support you and I agree.
However,
it's just not the world we live in now.
Well, but also not just that. It's the fact of good luck using that physical copy to actually play the game.
Yeah. This is the problem, is that for like indie games and stuff like that, I would say sure, probably.
Yeah.
Because most indie games, even though they still get patched, you have a usable version on day one.
But it's also a case of it's, less than 100 gigs.
Yeah, exactly. However, for AAA titles, I'm like, physical copies for AAA titles haven't been feasible for years. And like anyone, people who are up in arms about GTA 6 not having a physical disc, I'm like, what did you expect? That game is going to be maybe 200 gigs if you're lucky by the time it's installed. So yeah, kind of whack. And that's brave, changing the time while we're streaming, but okay.
Well, it's just the fact it seems to have wandered whilst we were live, and I was like, are you okay?
Strange. So yeah. So why not sticks? Yeah, there are solutions to this, but just the industry doesn't have an interest in solving that problem.
Because also using sticks would mean that to actually have one that's in any way performant, the game's now £100 starting price
for the
because you need to buy a memory stick that's faster than any memory stick that exists.
Yeah.
Other than the actually an SSD with a SATA to USB controller.
Yeah.
Which costs £100 on its own. Plus you're buying the game, so now you're looking at £150 a game. You buy it digitally for £40.
Yeah.
No one would buy it.
Yeah. From a consumer perspective, this doesn't meaningfully change anything. The only what this does, what is actually happening here is so let's do the comparison here. Is that Steam users have been in this boat for decades now. Steam has been digital only for an extremely long time, and we're all at peace with that because Valve are kind of bros, and we trust them not to screw us over.
And also because there are other digital store options.
Yes, this is also true. You could also GOG,
And Steam keys aren't only sold through Steam.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, we don't have reason to believe that we're going to get screwed over. However, Sony, in the same week that they've said digital only, have also screwed over their digital only customers by pulling a bunch of movies that people paid for from their accounts because they didn't have the license anymore.
Yeah.
So that's where this really turns into a problem. Not that the problem didn't already exist, but it highlights this existing problem that Sony have demonstrated that they can't be trusted to be bros with digital only content.
Well, I think the difference is, to bat for Sony for a moment, is that Sony can mandate to the game companies, this will be available forever in digital on this platform.
They say as they shut down the PS3 store this week.
Yeah, which has been replaced twice. The PS3 has been replaced twice.
Sure, but when was the PS3 relevant? 2009? 2006. Okay, well, I still have Steam games from that era that I can download.
Well, yeah, sure. But it's also just a case of the console's being replaced twice.
Yeah.
And you can't buy new games for your PS3 that's 20 years old.
Yeah, but the point is that's still content that was paid for that is now completely inaccessible. And there's not a precedent for this on PC. It's, don't get me wrong, I get it. It's an old device. How long can we expect them to provide for it? But they have withdrawn the service and the access to the media without providing another means of acquiring that media that you paid for. They
Yeah.
have still withdrawn a product that you paid for. That is still true.
Yeah. Certainly from the console point of view, for
Yeah.
a console that's been replaced twice on a service that maybe 15 people were using. So sure, maybe 15 people might be entitled to something, but like...
Okay, but like, does that mean that Steam should withdraw access to Half-Life 2 because only 15 people ever download and play it?
I don't know. If Steam got replaced by Steam 2 and Steam 3, and we're talking 20 years after it's already been replaced, maybe? If we're on Steam 3...
that's the thing. These products are the same age.
Yeah, but if we're on Steam 3, the platform has been replaced twice.
Yeah.
So the Steam Store, then Steam Store 2, then Steam Store 3.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is that Steam have not replaced the Steam Store because they are bros, whereas Sony is replacing these stores. Like, to a certain extent, like, I mean, it's still digital services. Why is it not just the Sony PlayStation Store, regardless for what version it is? If I have a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, what do I care whether it's the PlayStation 4 store or the PlayStation 5 store? It is the PlayStation Store. So why should it matter if my console is old? If Sony are still in the business of selling video games, why can I not download the game that I paid for X years ago? You know, so like, that's the thing, is that the fact remains is that they have withdrawn access to stuff that I paid for without providing any means of me getting it by other means. Like, if they said, all right, we will provide you with a DRM-free download for this obsolete content. Yeah, that's a solution. Yeah, but that's not what they've done. They've just said, you paid for this, but you can't have it anymore. Yeah, you know, that's a problem. And this is the thing, and this is why Sony going all digital is a problem, because they have proven that they will not be bros about it. That as soon as they decide that it is no longer economic or convenient for them to supply it, they will immediately withdraw the product. Yeah, with no recourse. You know. So yeah, that's the problem there, and Steam is vulnerable to the same problem. But so far, Valve have proven that they are not going anywhere. And that might change at any moment. You know, if Valve explodes tomorrow, then that will be a very interesting situation. But also, we've no reason to believe that Valve will explode anytime tomorrow. Yeah, so,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a case, certainly, for that, where the difference is that Steam's business model is the store.
Yeah.
Whereas
so is Sony's to an extent, because they're not making money on the console.
To a degree, Sony's is selling new games.
Yes. That makes sense, I guess.
Is making and selling new games. Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, them, you know, if they have suddenly discovered that they're not earning money on continual downloads, that's not my problem. We had a business arrangement. I give you £40. You give me a game, and now you have said I don't get the game anymore. Yeah. You know, if they've decided that they're not making enough reoccurring spending from me, that's not my problem, because that's not the deal we had. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So yeah. But you know, my response to everyone who's up in arms about this is, again, I'm not sure why you're surprised, because, you know, did you really think Sony had your back? We have reason to believe that Valve has our backs. You know, however, Sony have proven in the past that they don't have your back, because, like, with the withdrawal of when they took away access to films that have been purchased, you know, they've done that in the past. It's not the first time that this has happened. And, like, at that point, anyone who was still buying movies from Sony after they withdrew certain content, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. They've already proven that they will take away access to this as soon as it becomes inconvenient for them. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, so this is the real problem here, is I don't know why people are surprised, and I'm not sure why people are still buying products from Sony for this reason.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that kind of leads into my comment that I made probably getting on for nearly 5 years ago. Other than the PlayStation, what product does Sony make that's actually relevant?
Yeah.
Maybe some Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a case of...
Yeah. This is the thing. And just like... I'm extremely cynical about all of this because I'm extremely cynical about all of this because there's a lot of people who are up in arms about this. They're up in arms about GTA 6 not having a physical version. They're up in arms about Sony going all digital. But you know that the moment GTA 6 drops, they're going to open their wallet, buy the super premium edition, buy all the content that was stripped out of the base version by buying the premium version, and just suck it up. And I'm like, this stops when you stop giving them your money.
Yeah.
On Steam, there are hundreds of thousands of fantastic indie games to play. I mentioned this in my review of the Geekon Mini PC. I said there are so many amazing indie games that you can buy for £10 to £20, like £20 on for a brand new hit release. You know, like Silk Song, £20 for 80 hours of content. You know, Mina the Hollower, that's got 50 hours of content in it, £20 or $20 or something like that. You know, there's so many good games to play that don't require you to engage with this capitalism nonsense. And but I know that my words are falling on deaf ears and people are just going to buy it. But like, it stops when you stop. You know, it's the same reason why I have no interest in buying Nintendo products. Nintendo are not your friend. They've demonstrated time and time again that they hate you and they think you're stupid. But people still went out and bought the Switch 2, and they bought the new version of Mario Kart, and they bought the upgrade for Breath of the Wild so they could play it in a non-broken state, you know. And it's just like, it stops when you stop giving them your money. I'm begging you, please, have some self-respect. Rant over. So yeah, it sucks, but you got to vote with your wallet. Also, I'm aware that I did say about like I'm paying for Disney Plus and stuff like that. That's because I'm under no illusions that I own any of this content. I am paying for access to the content, and I will lose access to it as soon as I stop paying. I'm okay with that. That's a decision that I've chosen to make. Whereas when I buy video games, because also like I'm paying a rental fee. I'm not paying like right now. I'm watching through DuckTales again because it's awesome. By the way, the DuckTales remake is amazing. I am not paying like £50 for a DVD box set for access to DuckTales. I'm paying like £10 a month or whatever the base price of Disney Plus is for access to it, so I can watch through it and then stop paying Disney Plus again. You know, and at the same time, I have access to all of the Star Wars stuff. So you know, I rewatched Andor again because that was really good, and I was willing to pay money to watch it again. You know, so yeah, this is the thing. It's ow, my brain. So yeah, I'm willing to pay a rental fee. However, when you pay, you know, when you pay for permanent ownership of something, and it turns out they can just withdraw that, it was like, no. I paid full price for this. I wasn't paying rental. You know, that's the difference. There's a difference in expectation.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, like in the Sony movie terms and conditions, they obviously had a clause there saying we can withdraw access to this anytime we please. So I don't doubt the legality of it, but it is at the very least shit, you know. So yeah, I need the service tag. Sheep.
I do not believe the service tag is sheep.
It should be. It would be better if it was. Ow, my brain. Ow.
Yeah.
Change service tag. Apply changes. Okay. There we go. I refuse to do it streaming wise. Yeah, I do need to find some. I need to find some good seas to set sail in. So at some point I need to talk to you about where the best seas to sail in are. because
Monaco.
yeah, fair enough. This seems like, because you have knowledge of this, and I need to get that set up again.
Monaco, and then you get a ship transport to go over to St. Bart's, and I think we're having a different conversation.
I don't know what St. Bart's is.
Very good.
Jolly good. Okay, right. This has been BIOS Password Reset. Huzzah. Merch. I've enjoyed this stream in Rant and Unlock. Si's decided that the stream is over.
Yeah.
Oh my god, just... All right. What's our... are we on the 3 hours? Are we leaving? Yeah, we're at 3 hours. Okay, we're leaving. All right, catching up with chat. Rental versus ownership price. Pay as you watch or one-off full price. It's yours. Well, that's a human's logic. Yeah, I guess. Ow. Yeah. Either way, like I'm sure you guys can deduce what I mean by that, you know. So yeah, I have achieved. They changed the definition of purchase and hid it in the terms of use. Yeah, it's legally correct, but we can all agree that it's bad.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we're you know, in the pantheon of fuck around and find out, we're in the find out part of all of that, where you know, for people who took Sony's word for it that they would be bros, they have been proven to be the fools. Maybe one day I, as a Valve supporter, will be proven to be the fool, but that day has yet to come. But yeah, at some point it would be, man. I guess they can't. Like, I'm tempted to say I would love it if Valve could actually come clean and say, what are your exit strategies? If Valve Inc. explodes tomorrow, what actually happens? You know, but I don't know if they're actually able to give a straight answer to that question.
Well, I don't know why they'd need one. In a way, because they're a private company.
They can do what they want.
They can do what they want.
In the interest,
interest
of customer trust and giving me a reason, because there's a lot of people who are like, I will only buy from GOG because it's DRM free.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was going to
Yeah.
say more a case of there's no requirement for them to do anything other than be a store and do what they want to do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, there's no pressure from anywhere else for them to do anything else, so there isn't a build up and then exit.
Oh yeah, we've no reason to believe that they will explode, is what you're saying. Yeah.
And also they're not building up, piling on VC debt to then make an exit and parachute out.
However,
because it's not set up like that.
But still, hypothetically, you know, what if the entire management staff falls in the ocean tomorrow off of Gaben's enormous yacht and drowns, and Valve cannot continue and has to shut the doors?
The intern sits there going, "Ah!"
Yeah, but that's my point. If Valve explodes tomorrow, what then?
Yeah.
And like, because with Sony doing what they're doing now, there's a decent man might turn around to Valve and say, well, why should I trust you guys then? You know?
Well, yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm curious as to what that will be. So, yeah, I don't have the answers to this, but that's an interesting question to leave on. So, yeah. Just quickly cycling back to chat because we're going to wrap up now. Yes, I am streaming on Monday. I'm playing through Deltarune Chapter 5. So
You're not streaming Sunday?
Not streaming on Sunday because I'm seeing family. So I'll be streaming on Monday instead. So, yeah. Is Valve making a profit? They're making a lot of profit. But that's the thing, though. It's a hypothetical. What if?
No, I think their comment was, is Valve making a profit? If so, you're fine.
Yes, true.
They're going to continue operating as a store for as long as that store is profitable.
Sure. But that's the thing is, I'm dunking on Sony, but I'm doing exactly the same. I'm put all the trust that people put their trust in Sony and were made the fool of, and I'm mocking them for that, saying, you idiot, what did you think was going to happen? However, I do exactly the same thing with Valve. Now, I have reason to believe that Valve are more trustworthy, but that's based entirely on faith. And also, it's based on historical evidence, because Valve have a very long historical evidence of being bros. But they have no reason to be. They have no obligation to be the company they were yesterday. They can change their minds at any moment. Gaben can wake up tomorrow and decide to take the company public, and there's nothing preventing him from doing that. So yeah,
all we have to do is buy enough shares to have a majority controlling stake.
What if they go public? Yeah, whack.
All we have to do is create a fund of all of the gamers to then turn it into a distributed ownership model.
And what we need to do is we need to start a blockchain coin. We need to start a DAO. We need to start our own DAO to buy Valve.
Yeah.
And take money in advance and hope that we just get the majority of shares.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, you were joking.
Daniel64, thank you very much for the 10 Aussie fun bucks. Much appreciated. Thank you for the content you provide in these live streams, even though I watch later due to a time zone. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, everyone. Videos are coming, by the way. I recorded a good video today. I have some stuff in the pipeline. Things are going to get better. So yes, we'll see. Seize the means of gaming through crowdfunding. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Goodbye.